Welcome, welcome everyone to October 17th, 2023. So today we're going to work a little bit with these planetary influences going on. Moon's not yet full, but by the end of the month, we'll have a full moon. We're in the waxing moon at this point. For those of you who like doing those things, cutting your hair at this point or trimming your hair, I always trim it around the waxing moon. So it grows, trim your nails, waxing moon, things grow. And of course, you don't want to take off the body hair when it's the waxing moon, because that's going to help it grow. So yeah, little things to think about. All right. So what I'd like to focus on today is anxiety. The amount of stress we're under when our minds are erratic, they go all over the place. And also the speed, there's a speed element to how fast our thoughts move ahead. And it feels like, when my thoughts or even my body is racing, it could be just your body. It doesn't have to be thinking at all. Not that you can ever stop thinking or stop having your heartbeat. They're occurring at the same time. So it's hard to tell which one comes first. But I kind of feel like I'm caught up in a tailwind, like when you're behind a car and it sucks you in. That's how I feel sometimes. And I notice a lot of people do. So they're one extreme is some people find it really, really difficult to actually, be here now in their bodies, in their lives, and take all the steps necessary, because the thoughts take over or emotions take over. This is when you hear people tell you, why don't you meditate? Why don't you do mindfulness exercises? Why don't you go lie down on the floor on a nice cold hard surface with your knees bent, feet flat, so that you're nice and grounded. All these different tips and tricks, right, that we use. So keep those in mind. Where if you go online and you research those things, I always mention block therapy. I love block therapy. I love doing all the breathing. Really helps you out. But of course, you can add on different things like your vagus nerve reset. I'm going to do a lot of resets today. We're going to reset the heart, the SA node. We're going to reset the brain, reset the entire nervous system, and reset the immune system. We've got to get ready because, for some of us, we're going into winter slowly. Even those who are in spring right now, a lot of things get agitated. They get hay fever and stuff like that. And for us going into winter, we want to make sure, our nervous system is based on the here and now. So a lot of this is based on the here and now. And also, we're going to work a little bit with the idea of what becomes manifest from 0 point field. And, like, let's say you have things that you would like to manifest, but your mind gets in the way. You're all over the place. You're scattered. Your heart rate increases. There's anxiety. There's too much motion, and you're not really here. We want to get that set and also set up, a clear mind to make the statement of where do I want to go. So this is the question of, purpose. I'm not going to do anything to give you purpose or anything like that, but sometimes purpose gets obscured by too much thinking. And where is thinking coming from? It's generated, supposedly, I can't 100% guarantee this. My teacher told me this, and I do feel it's true, even as I'm tuning in, that thoughts are generated by the heart. Thoughts are generated by the heart. So when that happens, we get a lot of thinking over the heart. It occludes the heart with this black tar-like substance, and we don't know to clear it off. We don't even know it's there, and we don't even know that very often we're thinking through this tar-like substance. We say we feel compassion, we care, we love. I was just listening to this woman today. I don't know her name. It was just a video that popped up, so kind of lost in the ether now. But she was talking about different behaviors that people who have traumas can have in their lives, which alienate others. And the one I really thought was interesting is, I always thought this was just me perceiving this. It's so ridiculous that I even thought that, but I'm sure you would all relate, is that when we are over apologetic, we're constantly apologizing, what starts to happen is the other person can start to perceive it as a neediness, right? As a neediness. So, I think that's also with any of our excessive habits. We can have a habit like, let's say, thank yous. And obviously cultivating gratitude is a wonderful thing, but the surface gratitude of, I'm thanking you and blah, 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 that can also be perceived as a neediness as well. So we're looking at helping clarify the depth of our experience here. So if I'm in gratitude, that depth of experience hardly needs to be verbalized. And when it is verbalized, it's quite beautiful. When we're expressing forgiveness is another interesting one, where most of us consider I forgive you, which is like, oh, I forgive you is a strange thing, right? I had someone say this to me many years ago, maybe 30 years ago. Oh, Terry Ann, I forgive you for what you did. And I'm like, what did I do? They never even informed me of the action I took. And whatever the action was, it was so, it was their perception of my attitude. So how many times do we have a perception of someone else and what they're doing that is part of our own scattered mind, and it really has nothing to do with the person? Now, I'm not saying it's always that way. Sometimes the other person has done something, and we need to be clear that's their responsibility. But why should I be bothered by it? If someone's done something that's not nice, why should I even be? I can feel that let's say it's disrespectful or not nice, but I don't need to carry on with it, and nor do I need to look at them. So here's the kind of the rules of engagement of victim blame. And the rules of engagement are, you did something to me and now I'm hurt. You should take responsibility for it, and you should, blah, blah, blah. And people are going back and forth between this victim blame. Scattered. No, we got to be right here in the now, present to what we're responsible for. That way, can I know my purpose? Well, my purpose might be just to walk to the corner. My purpose might be just today to make my bed. My purpose today might be just to take care of my body. And that's it. Yes, people have many layers of purpose. Some people have this grandiose purpose of saving the world. Yeah, well, sometimes I go, well, first save yourself. I was one of those people. I am guilty of that. I used to think I could save everybody till I realized, whoops, you better take care of you before you run around, start saving someone else. All right, so we want to go to 0 point field, and really, I like to dump. So when you think of individuation in the heart and 0 point, or even black holes, we're going to set that up to remove some of this black stuff on the heart. So don't worry about everything I just said. You don't have to think about it. I'm certain something out of everything I said might have catalyzed something in you. That's all that will be moving into 0 point, into the black hole. And then we can bring up from 0 point, what are we doing today? So I have to bring up Jordan Peterson because, he's one of my favorites. And when you think about what he says all the time, I'm not as eloquent as he is. He always talks about, bringing order out of chaos. That might be just our only purpose, bringing order out of chaos. So you get up in the morning and you make your bed. Why do you do that? Well, there's chaos. That's my purpose. Let me make order. If my mind is scattered, if my back is hurting, let's start by making order out of chaos. Doesn't mean you're going to heal the whole thing. And no, you're going to make your bed and then you may go lie down on it in the middle of the day. It's going to get a little wrinkle. And then, at night, you're going to rip it apart again and there's chaos. But the first purpose of today, I don't know if that's the only purpose in life to me. It seems to me that, this is my mission in the last 2 months is, that's all I am doing is making order out of chaos. Well, that's a hell of a purpose, isn't it? That's a hell of a purpose. That means that I can, put my evil into check. We're all evil in some way, make sure I'm doing the right thing. And evil isn't because you said something wrong to someone or that you did something. No, evil is, not actually making order out of chaos. that can be our evil. Is not waking up and started making that order. So, that's going to take years to discuss, but all I'm looking at is the disarray of the scattered mind that is all around us. There's the cerebellum holding the balance of mind. Then we also have the heart. Over the heart are all these thoughts, this black stuff. If you want to rip it off, we can never stop doing this. Rip it off and just, toss it down. And I'm creating a ring of fire around you. So all you need to do is be with me, and there's a ring of fire. And we want to throw that black stuff in the ring of fire. Now, one of the things that could be happening as you do this is you start feeling chills. I'm feeling chills right through the heart meridian. I feel it moving down my back, my legs. Des frissons, as we say in French, those, your hair standing on end. It's kind of like the body going, I'm being freed up of this weight. And then also lift off responsibility that is not yours. Lift off responsibility that's not yours, guilt, blame, victim, and really hold your shoulders out so you're bearing the responsibility that is yours. The responsibility that is yours. Yeah, some people have a hard time figuring out what that responsibility is, but it's my responsibility to get up and make my bed. Yeah, that's my responsibility. My responsibility to clean up. My responsibility to make order out of chaos. What a great purpose in life. I don't know if you can feel that, but wow. I don't think I've said these things, but very disparately. And right now, as I'm putting it all together, I just feel this whole abdominal shift. And I've had a lot of trouble this week. This was the other part I wanted to work with, was the abdomen. I've had massive inflammation in the abdomen. Like, what's going on? Originally I thought it was, something I ate, but now it's 10 days later and, cleared everything out. It's like, wow, what's going on? And this is the first time I feel this abdomen kind of contracting and the production of air and all those chemical releases. So maybe there was something about putting responsibility that I don't need and taking the responsibility that I do need to take. All right. And the other one is this, I've given this exercise before where you do the vestibular canal. You can look that up online for people who have ringing in their ears, a little bit of, maybe it'll work for labyrinthitis a bit, but not much. It just helps out with balance. The other one is to work with your vasovagal. So that you can look up online, vasovagal reset, really easy stuff, but very powerful, very, very helpful. I do it every day. I didn't call it vasovagal because I mixed it up with, breathing exercises, etc. But today I'd like to focus on that vagus nerve and really support. So usually for those of you who do have a little dizziness, maybe you get tension headaches, migraine headaches, that kind of stuff. having those, I didn't even realize I was having migraine, tension headaches. I didn't even realize that until someone actually in this group pointed it out that, oh, that's an eye migraine. And then I started researching and realized, oh my God, I have a tension headache and I have it for 2 weeks. And, I always attribute it to this weird kind of dizziness that I get. I often get very dizzy and, the eyes go wonky. So I'm really looking at how do I get this healed? Well, there's a lot going on. It's the vagus nerve, it's our neck muscles, it's the way we hold our bodies, it's our breathing, just so much. So we're going to stimulate that vasovagal. I'm going to actually stimulate it by hand as well. And I'm looking at bring up. Oh, that feels so good. It's unbelievable, just little things, how quickly the dizziness goes, the tension in the head goes. It's pretty phenomenal. Of course, I've been working quite a few hours on this, not just on massaging the neck, but I did the vasovagal reset. I did a lot of breathing on my block. I love block therapy, so I do that as well. And now I'm doing a little bit of movement. There's this wonderful little course I've been taking called the Mana Movement. I haven't done very much of it yet, but it really does help the movement of the spine and really feeling the vertebrae. So you just take your hands and bring them up and look up while you're inhaling, and then exhale as you come down. And just do the same thing, and you just do it slowly. And just really feel that spine moving. I just love this movement, and slowly, there's a sense of the whole body moving like a wave. And I think that, obviously we need to do all these little things for our body. We need to do so many little things. So hopefully today that's going to help you out. We're moving these thoughts, things that make us really all over the place, take us out of the present. The emotional content is going to move behind this session. So not really, I didn't really bring each and every one of the emotions up, but I can see as we're able to move, get that vasovagal to relax, the anxiety to reduce, the thinking to reduce, get our minds, balanced, and find that simple purpose in life. Because some people might say, well, if I make my bed and clean the dishes and do all these things, what's that got to do with anything? It has a lot. So here you're all, involved with energy work. One is you're making order out of chaos. Two, you're influencing every single person who is connected to you, and even in the collective. If you have somebody who's stressed out because their house is crowded, let's say their house is totally crowded, they can't get to it, they can't figure out how to even get that dish washed or do anything in their lives. If you're the one who gets up and says, I make my bed, you're already supporting that person who's having trouble. They're having trouble in their lives, right? I was just looking at someone else. I don't know, all these videos decided to pop up for me today. It's like that, AI is reading my mind. That when we're living in crowded circumstances where there's clutter, they were saying that this is an indication of trauma, right? Well, yeah, it makes so much sense. Our traumas are bunged up in the nervous system, right? All right, I won't go on too much because I could probably talk forever today, but see you next week. And one other thing, you who's teaching soul responsibility, may I announce your names? Yes. So Monikamarczuk and Caroline Linton are teaching soul responsibility. So I can put their names in the description with their emails, and you can contact them. It is a really beautiful way to deepen the work we just did today, is by taking their class. That will really help you get to a place where you're able to be present to your actions rather than being, present and involved to all your scattered thinking, to your emotions. To simple things like, I'm too afraid to leave my job. This is where you can start working, is with sole responsibility. So Monika Marczuk and Caroline Linton, you can check their names in the description. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day. Bye.